Welcome to the Eric Avasar Show. In what was widely billed as Virginia Tech's Game of the Year, hosting 6th-ranked Notre Dame, the Hokies suffered some brutal mistakes in the first half, and that momentum that Notre Dame enjoyed heading into halftime certainly carried over, with the Hokies falling emphatically 45-23. Some call this a statement win for Notre Dame. I would beg to differ. Virginia Tech does not deserve to be ranked in the top 25. Of course, the Hokies were grossly overrated when they were all the way up to 13 before the ODU loss. But, Ryan Willis taking over at quarterback, coming off of a terrific performance against Duke, really let Virginia Tech down in this one, particularly in the first half. That fumble that he lost, that Notre Dame returned for a score, unconscionable and unacceptable. I mean, that is the worst possible mistake you can make as a quarterback. That was worse than throwing a pick six. Not to mention the Hokies having an amazing touchdown called back for a dubious ineligible man downfield call going against them, and then on 3rd and goal, Willis and Stephen Peoples are not on the same page and run into each other. These are mistakes and miscues that absolutely must be rectified. And the Hokies went into halftime down 17-16, but in truth, Virginia Tech should have absolutely been leading in this game, heading into half. Now, Notre Dame grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck in the second half. Once Dexter Williams took a carry 97 yards to the house, it was pretty much all downhill from there for the Hokies. Ian Book, Notre Dame's quarterback, didn't really have to do much. I mean, he threw for a couple touchdowns, threw an interception, but it was Williams who tore the lunch pail defense apart. He ran for over 170 yards, 3 touchdowns, over 10 yards a carry. I don't care who you're facing. Virginia Tech should never give up 10 yards a carry to anyone. And that was the hardest part about the defeat to take, watching that run defense crumble. Notre Dame did not impress me as a whole. I think that there are a lot of teams that can go into Blacksburg and hang 40 plus on the Hokies this year. I don't think that Notre Dame is going to make the college football playoff. Of course, they have the chance, but Notre Dame is similar to Virginia Tech in essence that both programs have a tendency to be overrated, and Notre Dame is overrated right now at number 6. They looked pretty good. They have a very solid team, but they're not going to really contend against the best of the best, in my opinion. Time will tell. Things could change. Of course, Notre Dame had previously dominated Michigan, but I don't see the Irish making the playoff. And, for the Hokies, it was really, really tough to watch a team that was so excited, seemed so ready for this showdown. But for all the fans out there who are crazy enough to think that Justin Fuente needs to get fired, get real. Fuente is the real deal. He is turning this program around. We already knew heading into this season, coming off of the off-season from hell that was, just combined with all the players that left via graduation, that this was going to be a tough year. Fuente is doing a wonderful job on the recruiting trail. Yes, he needs to keep these players a lot more disciplined, but if you can win at Memphis, you can win anywhere. And he is going to get it done. It just takes patience. As Dax Holyfield said on Twitter after the game, Rome wasn't built in a day. And it's funny how there's this national narrative that Virginia Tech doesn't win games. But as Fuente said afterwards, they called West Virginia last year a big game until Virginia Tech won. They called Florida State this year a big game until Virginia Tech won. The Hokies can and will win big games, and I'm certainly tipping the Hokies to bounce back in a big way heading into their next ACC showdown against a struggling, to say the least, UNC squad. So the Hokies now will look to right the ship, still undefeated in ACC play, and we'll see how everything turns out. Thank you so much for tuning in, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel.